we're going to start talking about engineering. We're going to start talking about complicated things to move items. And so, to begin, I'd like to invite Raanan Cohen from Bringg to the stage to talk about how the rules of the retail game have changed. Thanks.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. As you can see, I'm not a venture capital. I'm not into banking. My name is Raanan. I've been doing startups for the last 18 years. Right? So startups are a lot of fun. You know, all these investors that want to put money. You lose your black hair, but you can wear T-shirts. Bringg is a startup which I founded just over 3 years ago. We have our engineering team in Israel. We have offices in the US. We provide technology for advanced logistics to corporations all around the world, companies like the Coca-Cola company, Just Eat in the UK, FedEx, and others. It's a fast-growing startup. A year ago, we were about 20 people in the team. Right now, we're 50. We're looking into opening our European operations, including here, interviewing here. If you know good people, drop me a note. But I'm not here to talk about Bringg. I'm here to talk about one of the most exciting and fascinating times we are going through and disruptions that are happening in the world, things that we in the bubble sometimes take for granted but are just starting. And what I'm talking about is how e-commerce and all the derived services out of it are changing the world. And when you think about it, it's just the beginning of the beginning. E-commerce in the US today is just 8%. Online grocery shopping, 3%. So we're seeing just the beginning of the beginning. But I want to start with something that I keep reminding ourselves and the team. There's only one thing that is really important. It's this guy, right? In today's world, the customers don't really care about technology, innovation, startups. Customers, in our context, are ordering stuff. They want very simple things, to get it fast, frictionless. This is all coming. We're living in the age of the customer, right? So customers are becoming more demanding, more sophisticated. And customers ordering packages or food or anything practically want very simple things, right? We want to get what we ordered fast, in a frictionless manner. We want transparency. We want to see where it is. So customers are becoming more demanding. Just a few years ago, if I would order something online, I would receive it 7 to 10 business days away and receive some kind of tracking number. And this is how it went, right? But customers are becoming more sophisticated and more demanding. This is a soft force, as we call it, that is pushing the industry and challenging it. But the fascinating thing that happened in the last few years is that new brutal forces came and are forming this disruption. New companies, like highly funded service technology companies like Amazon, Uber, Get, Instacart. In various industries, these highly funded giants came in, put a lot of money in technology and innovation, launched a new service, and said, hey, guys, hey, industry, wake up. There's a new way of how you should provide service to your customers. So in the transportation industry, it's pretty obvious. Companies like Uber, Get, Lyft, and a few others, just a few years ago, came in and changed the entire industry. All of the existing players needed to level up to these new standards or disappeared. Amazon is becoming a threat almost to each and every industry that sells something. Amazon provides the customers this kind of superior customer experience. So now, zooming out a bit, it's not only that the customers are becoming more demanding. There are these giants with alternatives that can provide what these customers are looking for, right? So all the existing brands are kind of in a place where companies like Blockbuster and Nokia and others were just a few years ago. And this I was just speaking to someone that exactly 10 years ago, in my previous company, I had a startup in the telecom space. Later on, we did an IPO and sold it. I was going to the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona every year. And I was in a panel with guys from companies like BlackBerry, Nokia, Sony Ericsson, 10 years ago. And the moderator asked, hey guys, what do you think about this new stuff that just came out? iPhone, Android. And these guys, I saw in their faces they're trying to remain humble, right? But this is BlackBerry, Nokia. They were going, we need to see what happens, and etc. 10 years later, we see what happened. Today's enterprises are more humble. They're not that arrogant. They understand that industries can change in a second. We are seeing what happens with the biggest retailers in the US. This is coming from these guys. And the reason it is coming is because these guys provide the customers new ways of getting the product, right? If I would like to order now this kind of a remote, the way I would probably do it is go online, look at the options, and order from the one that would provide it to me fastest and easiest, right? We're living in a commoditized era where the service is at least as important as the product, right? So if you're an enterprise that provides something to your customers, whether it's a product, whether it's food, whether it's services, if you can provide it in a better manner, you will win the business. And just to touch a few examples in what is this better way, what is this magic, right? So customers today are looking for more. One angle is visibility, right? And we discuss with our customers and we ask, okay, do you provide your customers visibility when they order something? The answer is always yes, right? We send them an email. It will arrive Thursday afternoon. In some better cases, we send them text messages, right? My 15-year-old girls, when I tell them text me, they say, you mean WhatsApp, right? Or you mean something else? Text messages, right? Visibility has a new meaning today. When we order an Uber, we don't get text messages, right? We can see in real time. New ways of communication, right? Communication is the #1 friction point with services. Calling, asking where is the product, when it will arrive, or someone calling me. This is something the new era doesn't like. There are new ways of communicating. So these are angles that in these new services. Now, these are the customer-facing elements. So some guys already got this, right? So we provide fast, frictionless, very nice. However, we are in the era where it's not only about making it happen, we need the economics to work, right? When I order from Amazon in New York City, I land, I go to the park to run. Before that, I order my protein shake. In 1 hour, it will wait for me. The ability to provide it that fast and make the economics work and not lose money on that, this requires very advanced operational capabilities. We need real-time data to know where are all our delivery channels. We need real-time decision-making. We need various ways to optimize. Sometimes optimize on price, sometimes on time, sometimes on service level. So we need, and if we look at the two elements, these are like our two North Stars. To win the customer, we need this superior customer experience, service, etc. To be sustainable, we need these advanced operational capabilities. In order to survive and to win the business today, we need both of them. And this is what the companies, the Amazons, the Ubers of the world came up, provide their service, and now they are challenging the existing brands, the Tesco's, the Walmarts, and everyone else. They are challenging them to come up with these kind of capabilities, or they will become the blockbuster of the previous 8. So, without sometimes making too much drama out of it, we are living in one of the most disruptive eras after internet, mobile. Now e-commerce is coming in. Now there's new ways to how do you manage this new e-commerce service? And now there are new giants that are looking into conquering the world. And when you think about Uber or Amazon in many contexts, what's amazing, Uber, they did not lay out any physical assets, right? There were cars, there are customers. They practically, all they did is develop this kind of technology that connects the dot in a better way, and suddenly there's a new player. Amazon does the same, meaning it's all done through technology, right? This is technology that the Amazons have invested tens and hundreds of millions of dollars in developing, and now the Walmarts and the Tescos of the world need to level up in order to survive in this market. This is kind of the situation that the world is at. And at Bringg, this is something we envisioned 3 years ago when we started. And this gap, this technological gap, is something that these companies cannot fulfill by themselves. And in these kind of situations, what we developed is a platform that enables enterprises to have these similar capabilities of Amazon, Uber, and the others. So if you'd like to hear more about Bringg, startups, or sports, I'm here in the next 2 days, so drop me a note. And thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Raanan, for such a fascinating insight.